Heaven earth is with its fullness stored. Unto thee be glory given. Holy, holy, holy Lord. 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 9. Heaven is filled with glory, ringing, earth takes up, the angels cry, holy, 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 ringing, Lord of all, the Lord most high. Lord, thy glory fills the heaven, and is with its fullness stored. Unto thee be glory given. Holy, holy, holy Lord. And he said unto me, who said unto Paul? That was Paul saying. He said, and he said unto me. That was where the voice of Paul ended. And he said unto me. Now, the other voice of the theme of this harvest that you're going to hear came from the voice of the I am that I am. He said, my grace is sufficient unto you. For my strength is made perfect in what? And now, this is the voice of Paul again saying, he said, most gladly, therefore, will I rather glorify in my infirmity. Because when I glorify in my infirmity, there is a glorious home placed to me. Let me tell you, there is nothing that anybody is going through that the prophets or the apostles never went through. We are talking about harvest of sufficient grace. You may be saying, before I got 1 naira, I passed through certain struggles of life before I could bring out any harvest. Because already you may be feeling that Papa is making you to do the unthinkable. No, he is not making you to do the unthinkable. Whatever he is telling you for your own good. Because already Paul went through a lot of things. All of these things were for the glorious name of Christ to be announced through him. So he said, most gladly, therefore, will I rather glorify in my infirmities. Will I rather glory? Will I rather celebrate? Will I rather be exalted in my infirmities? That the power of Christ may rest upon me. So now I said, the phrase sufficient grace originates from 2 Corinthians chapter 12 verse 9 in the Bible, where God tells the apostle Paul, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. A song composer will say, "Kin you for the most samdemi, obon kanamso." Amid the trials that I may meet, one thing remind me that what happened? Lord, thinkest thou of me. That was what Paul was going through. That in his trials, that in everything he was thinking, that in everything he was going through, the sufficient grace of God was upon him. And that he sees himself being lifted from glory to glory. He enjoyed giving to God. He enjoyed giving to his maker. He regretted that before he knew God, he was living life anyhow. That was why when Jesus finally arrested him, he decided to give his all and all. Because when you value your life shall be taken away from you. Amen. So now, in the word sufficient grace, we want to talk on 3 key things. The word sufficient grace, we want to talk on 3 key things. Number 1 is divine adequacy. When you are in sufficient grace of God, you experience divine adequacy. Even in your lack, you see God coming to your aid. That is what it means. Even in your trial, when people have written you off, you see God coming to your aid. Even when nobody believes you could reach a certain height, you see God coming to your aid. This man standing here is a man. When I wanted planning my marriage, every member of my extended family tell me, they call my native or house name. How do you want to do it? You just buried your father. I've always been saying that here. It was the sufficient grace of God that made everything divinely manifested. So I went to my uncle, he's like a father to me. He said, may I use my dialect? I said, Daddy, I have taken the woman I want to my pastor. And if there is anybody that would have kept me, would have been my pastor. But the moment I took her to him, he said, Edmond, you're good to go. He said, okay. This one that you just bury your father, how are you going to do? I'm aware that you're in debt. You borrowed money to do the burial. So how are you going to do? At that point, I was owing my office. I was owing my choir. And I told Daddy, I am receiving a word from my heart that I should do it now. It's better now or never. Divine adequacy. That even when you do not have it, you see God telling you do it. And whenever you obey that little voice, you see favor coming. And then, in the heat of the marriage, temptation come that would have made the marriage put on hold. That same time, my grand auntie, as in my father's auntie, said, call me. When I went to give her drink and her own clothes that she would wear, she said, our own daughter's marriage is that very day too. I came and told Papa. You see the clash. I don't know if I should use the word clash of titan or clash of interest. I'm talking about divine accuracy, adequacy, sufficient grace. And then when I told Papa, I said, then I was I a protocol? I think Ofyong should know. Ofyong, was I a protocol as I then? I was standing here too. So when I said, Papa said, Edmond,